their own students in assessments to have them think about, what is it that I bring to the table and what is it that I need to improve upon. Because if they're open to that feedback, it makes our job so much easier. We do a leadership academy with our senior associates, and we move on into other assessments, a leadership assessment and an emotional intelligence assessment. At the same time, we're doing some role-playing and simulations, and it all comes together for those associates because they're hearing it, they're seeing it in all different ways. But I really think when you start with the law schools and a student comes into an interview prepared and even into the job knowing, here are my strengths, but here are some of my weaknesses, and these are things I need to work on. So after we give the assessment, and if we hire either a lateral associate or an entry level permanently, it's their assessment. We don't circulate it around the firm, but they use it in their career development plans. So I just wanted to add that.
Great. Very good. So let's move on now, and let's talk a little bit about the benefits of experiential learning at the law school level. Obviously, on the firm side, a lot of the talk that we have heard recently about from law schools beefing up their experiential learning programs, their clinics, their externships, has been a reaction to the pressures that the law firms are getting from their clients to produce more efficient work. So the law schools are all doing great jobs of beefing up those opportunities for their students to respond to these challenges. So I want to ask our law firm people in the room the $100,000 question, or I guess maybe I should call it the $160,000 question. Is that really making a difference when you're looking at students? Are you looking at experiential learning courses, externships, and clinics that they've participated in? Does that really make a difference to you for that particular student? Is it affecting how you view those law schools who are increasing those opportunities? Or at the end of the day, is this still just a GPA-driven way of going about hiring people? So, Peter, I'd like you to start that question, or answer that question if you can.
A few questions, sure. I think the short answer is no, as far as has it changed the game, and it really hasn't yet. It's something that an innovation that we're looking at, and we understand why the schools would do it. And again, when you talk about sort of practice-specific versus firm-wide discussions about recruiting, it probably comes more into play with laterals maybe who have more of that experiential learning but for entry level, I would say no, not yet. And a couple of things as far as one point I wanted to make is if everybody starts doing it, then any perceived benefit is going to be neutralized quickly. So that's something that is it a trend that everybody's jumped on a bandwagon. I mean, it's almost like when I look at the resumes now, every undergrad has studied abroad. So once upon a time that wasn't true, and there were differentiators, and I could see this being something that a lot of people start taking clinics. It used to be a journal or some sort of practical experience or moot court, and if now law students, these poor law students I should say, are having to do it all and do more, and